I sent a voicemail to my dead sister. Today, she called back out of the blue. 3 years ago, my sister Amelia vanished on a solo hiking trip to pursue her newfound passion for rock climbing. Despite my desperate worries and pleas for her to reconsider, she insisted on going alone to a remote mountain trail she'd discovered online. I begged her to let me come along, but she laughed off my concerns with that stubborn smile I knew so well. Days passed, then weeks, months, years. No word from my beloved Amy. Yesterday at 4:19 a.m., my phone exploded with an endless stream of notifications that jolted me from sleep. 15 missed calls from Amy. All voicemails somehow recorded the exact day she disappeared, but mysteriously delivered only now, 3 years later. Hope and disbelief surged through my veins until I noticed the impossible timestamps. The first few messages were heartbreakingly normal. She'd made it safely to the trail, pitched her tent perfectly, heard beautiful owls hooting outside, and slept peacefully under the stars. But voicemail 4 changed everything. Her voice cracked with loneliness and confusion as she sounded lost, homesick, desperately wondering why I wasn't answering her calls. By message 5, genuine panic crept into her trembling voice. She'd found her phone mysteriously perched high in a tree branch, camera deliberately positioned to watch her cam from a distance. Voicemail 8 absolutely shattered me. Breathless with terror, she described finally seeing it, something disturbingly small, vaguely human-like but fundamentally wrong. Sunken, completely colorless eyes that seemed to pierce her soul. It had boldly entered her tent at dawn, grabbed her phone with deliberate purpose, and stared directly at her until she inexplicably fell unconscious against her will. The final message broke my heart into pieces. Hundreds of these nightmarish creatures now surrounded her completely. She was scared, utterly lost in suffocating darkness, phone battery critically dying. She couldn't understand why they kept her alive, but feared the absolute worst. The audio cut off abruptly mid-sentence. Her battery had finally died. I couldn't just sit idle knowing Amy was still out there. My friend Diego, his athletic brother Clyde, and I quickly armed ourselves with rifles and tracked Amy's exact route through sheer determination. After days of relentless hiking, we discovered her abandoned campsite hidden behind 2 distinctive arched trees, then encountered our first creature, exactly as she'd described in horrifying detail. Decaying flesh, eerie clicking sounds, purely hostile intentions. What followed was an absolute nightmare beyond imagination. They surrounded us in coordinated waves of attacks. We fought desperately for grueling hours, killing dozens of these abominations. But brave Clyde paid the ultimate price, a savage, fatal slash across his throat. Diego and I tearfully buried our fallen friend with his beloved rifle standing as a makeshift gravestone. Deep within a dark cave, we finally found Amy imprisoned behind a cruel cage of barbed wire and sticks. One final creature stood guard, but we'd already broken their overwhelming numbers through pure determination. Somehow, miraculously, we all made it home alive, but Amy isn't my Amy anymore. She sits completely silent, staring blankly into absolute nothing with those once bright eyes now empty. Only at night does she ever move, slowly pressing her trembling palm against the cold window glass, gazing longingly at the distant moon above. Whatever unspeakable things those creatures did to her during those 3 torturous years, they completely took my sister's beautiful soul. I successfully rescued her physical body, but tragically lost her spirit forever. She's just Amelia now. The Amy I knew and loved is gone forever.